Welcome to another Koala Wallet AMA. Today we are speaking with the team from Quai Network. This conversation was recorded on September 15th, 2023, live on Twitter Spaces. The views and expressions in this AMA do not represent the views of Koala Wallet directly and are not to be considered as financial advice. Please make sure to do your own research on the projects presented. Also make sure to subscribe and like the video to help support the channel. Now let's get started. Enjoy.
How are you doing today, Alan, Kobe? Good to see y'all.
Doing well. Thank you for having us.
Glad to be here. Chris going to be joining us today, Kobe.
Chris is here on the Koala account.
Perfect. Let's jump right into it then, and I'm sure people will keep trickling in as we go. Do y'all want to start by, I guess, introducing yourself, those of y'all on the Koala team, and then Alan, I'll give you a chance to introduce yourself as well.
Sure, I can start if you like. My name's Chris Allen. I am the head of community for Eucalyptus Labs and Koala Wallet. So I'm the guy that does all the AMAs, takes care of the Discord, Telegram, all the different socials and stuff, along with the rest of our marketing team, Michelle and Barbara. Lots of really cool stuff going on over here, and very excited to be here with you guys, getting to know Quai and teaching you about Koala Wallet.
My name is Kobe, and I'm one of the head koalas here at Eucalyptus. Been with a lot of the team members since 2017 on a bunch of different projects in crypto, including Chris. And we're super excited to be supporting Quai in their upcoming testnet in the Iron Age.
Awesome. Thanks for the introduction, guys, from the Koala team. Alan Orwick here, one of the co-founders of Quai Network. Excited to be partnering with Koala. A lot of my background is building Quai and getting it where it is today. We have testnet coming up and Iron Age just 4 days away. So excited to make that monumental milestone with the team and continue to iterate in public with great partnerships like this one.
Yeah, so I'll make a fun note kind of here at the beginning. Kobe actually, along with another member of the Koala team, had a chance to come to the Permissionless conference and swing by and see a lot of what we're doing here with Quai. And Kobe can attest that there's a lot of GPUs being spun up right now, a lot of node testing. Definitely crunch time for testnet.
Absolutely. We saw yesterday in the office how hard the team is at work, and it was really exciting. It's always fun to meet people who you've been working with remotely or asynchronous and meet them on the ground. So seeing y'all at Permissionless was fun, and then coming in and seeing the development of your offices was really cool too, as you grow the team and as we grow out this partnership together.
Yes, it was super fun to host y'all, and y'all got the chance to have a very technical conversation with Dr. K that I was struggling to keep up with, and maybe we can dive into that at some point today. But do y'all want to maybe give like an introduction to Koala Wallet and maybe what the background of the team is? I know Kobe, you briefly mentioned it, but if you want to give some more insights to people here.
I would love to. Sorry, I think Google is currently talking to me through the assistant. I would love to give an overview if Google doesn't hop in. Koala Wallet was started just about 1.5 years ago supporting the Cadena network, and it was always our intention to go multi-chain and provide a different experience through a wallet to millions of users. Our team has a lot of experience working on non-custodial wallet programs and platforms in the past, and that's what we decided to really bring to this, this crowded market of this wallet and that wallet. Everyone is kind of focused on the same thing, a product that locks up your coins instead of a platform that helps you make the most value out of them. So that's what we decided to commit ourselves to about 1.5 years ago, and the journey we've been on ever since. So that's a little bit about the development at Koala. Personally, I manage a lot of the business relationships and all the typical CEO things with investors and partnerships we have on that side. And Chris, I think we've been working together since maybe 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And it's been one hell of a ride.
Yeah, I've maybe not so much working together, but I've definitely known Kobe since at least 2018 through the previous venture that we did both work for. So yeah, it's been quite the ride, and it's been really great working with Kobe and seeing the team build out and seeing this amazing project of Koala Wallet come to life.
That's awesome. So I've actually got a question for you, Alan. So you have some experience, building wallets, obviously with Pelagus, and there's many people on our team with experience, with both software and hardware wallets. How important is, the background and all the experience of the team building a wallet in how the final product turns out?
Yeah, the team is super critical. We've had people on our team build hardware wallets and get really low level into the C and C++ drivers and binaries that are required to secure these seed phrases in crypto. There's a bit of a trade-off. So there's the classic institutional banking systems in which if you want to go into a data center, you got to get frisked down and checked for anything. And there's that level of responsibility on the actual people maintaining the systems. And in crypto, the onerous goes on to the users, and it's not small. So, it's a relatively challenging thing in many ways to secure a key phrase and secure a key pair that controls all of your funds. And the seriousness and the thought that goes into building out these wallet systems is just requires the most skilled teams. And it's a really important thing to have many different offerings and also have offerings that are trusted and maintained, because as blockchains evolve and change and there's more systems that want to be included in wallets, you need people to maintain these feature sets, because the last thing you want is to not be able to access funds through the interface that you were using, as the systems that the interface was touching were evolving and changing over time. So yeah, I think with our experience on the team, we just know that our time is better served building a blockchain. We have toyed with wallets and have looked at what it takes to build a really amazing wallet, and there are just better people out there in this world that can do that than us. So having Koala Wallet here to take that sort of motivation and take that momentum and build a great offering for Quai is going to be fantastic. And their team is just phenomenal. We've been working with them in the Discord, and they've been able to understand how Quai functions and what it does, and the core value proposition that we're offering with this new blockchain. And for them to get that so quickly, and also to iterate in their offering quickly as well, has just been great to see. But yeah, great question.
I think one of the most important things for setting up our team and setting ourselves apart from a lot of the other wallets was actually getting started with a marketing team, with an education team, with people who have experience making sure that people aren't getting their funds compromised day in and day out. And that's a lot of who you see on our team, given your experience, Chris, product manager, Brendan, so many of us who come from that background who can anticipate those challenges that users are inevitably going to face. So a lot of the time when we're talking to different people about what sets your wallet apart, sometimes it really does come down to the team experience and the solutions we've had to implement in the past that we can completely predict, set up in the beginning, so that once we're scaling, we're making sure users are scaling with us in terms of their value and not having things compromised along the way.
Not to mention our development team, like Tim, our CTO, who has been developing in the blockchain space since the early days of Bitcoin and really knows his way around making sure things are safe and secure. And that's definitely one of the top priorities whenever we build any of our projects, really.
Absolutely. We love working with teams who have, really technical roots and have a long-term understanding of cryptography or the space overall. Because again, it really is so important. Once you get past that first pitch deck, or once you get past that first network launch, that's when the real tough issues start coming up. And that's, I think, why Quai has taken a lot of time and pensive thought to, again, anticipate these issues, build solutions. Even what we were talking about yesterday in the office, and a lot of it does go above my head with Alan, just anticipating a lot of the problems that people are, of course, facing today across tons of layer ones.
And so that actually leads me into another question I wanted to ask y'all. So Alan mentioned that, users do still carry a lot of responsibilities with wallets, and you mentioned how the team is very important. So does Koala Wallet take a unique approach to the security model? Does it use like a familiar security model to like a MetaMask or something with a seed phrase that people are going to be comfortable using?
So what we made sure to do in our initial approach a year and a half ago was use a 24-phrase mnemonic, which is similar to MetaMask, to Ledger, to a lot of the other wallets out there, but build the infrastructure that we'd be able to support things like social login, NPC down the line, account obfuscation, account obfuscation, different tools that will make it easier for the masses to get involved in crypto in a safe yet Web 2.0 feel. But we knew that our target, demographic were the diehard cryptonauts who understand wallets and who we can make a really direct value proposition and say, hey, we're going to ask you to download another device, true, but you're going to trust us that we're building something different. And so we knew if we always kept that honest and open and kept the general frame of, Wallet 1.0, we'd be able to help translate that to Wallet 2.0 pretty easily. That's also why we've built out a lot of educational resources, a very quick onboarding to the application, which restates the value and importance of making that backup. So a lot of these things thought along in the process along the way.
Got it. And so when it comes to the actual testnet integration, obviously, you probably won't be able to get the full suite of all the features that Koala Wallet currently has on Quai Network in such like a short time frame. So is there kind of conversations internally with the team on like which features are priority? And if there have been any conversations, which features are taking priority right now? What can people expect, in the V1 release of Koala on Quai?
Absolutely. As a wallet, send, store, receive is kind of our bread and butter. Send, store, receive. That is. So of course, those are the three basic things you're looking for to make sure you got your account, that you don't have to leave things on hot swaps or exchanges, and you're able to make use of those funds right away. Features that are really important to us in shipping fast would include WalletConnect, different ways for people to interact with the projects that will be coming out onto testnet, and even with our own, as we will be launching some form of cool medallion program that I won't spill too much alpha about today, but a way for people to not only get involved in Quai's projects, but also in Koala's future development. But we're really giving a voice to the community and going to work hand in hand both with Quai's development team and the community, seeing where that importance is across the different 9 shards, and really be able to bring those features out with our really modular and technically agile stack in the back end.
To add on to that, like Kobe said, it's really, the laying down the foundation to begin with is the most important step, and making sure we have everything working nice and smooth on those initial send, store, receive kind of transactions and stuff, kind of like we did with our basic Ethereum rollout, where, we made sure that you could first send, receive, and store your cryptos in a safe and secure place. And then we'll be adding more features as they roll out to accommodate the dApps and all the different projects that we'll be building out, and all the different features that you guys are building over at Quai. So it's really just focusing right now is just getting the main foundation laid out and making sure it is as secure, safe, and functional as possible.
So what are I guess I have a question for both Alan and y'all on the Koala team. So Alan, you have obviously, like I said, been building Pelagus. You've had a lot of experience there. So I'll start with you. What are the unique challenges of building or integrating Quai into a wallet? What is unique about the chain, the architecture, that makes it challenging?
Yeah, I could tee that up to start. So the challenging nature of Quai is that you're managing shards, and the sharding is the main benefit of scalability. So you kind of have to wrangle in multiple endpoints, and knowing how to transact across these endpoints, whether it's the type of address or the type of transaction you're trying to do or where you're routing data. And a wallet should abstract all of that from its users. And we've done a decent job of doing that in Pelagus. I think Koala can improve on the process. And of course, we're always open to community feedback on how wallets will interact with Quai Network. The main way we've abstracted sharding to the user is actually through address specification and the address prefix routing for a shard. There's more technical documentation in our docs, of course, but the TLDR is that whenever you have an address, it will be corresponding to a single shard, and you can only transact that address in that given shard. So if my address starts with OX1A, that will be in Cypress 1, for example. So on and so forth with the other shards. The purpose of that is to actually make Quai look like a single blockchain, where these shards don't really have to worry about to and from addresses when you actually transact, or to and from shards when you actually transact. It's just to and from addresses, because in other sharding topologies, you'll have one address that's valid in all shards, and then you'll say, well, okay, well, if I'm using this one address, do I want to send from shard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? And do I want to send to shard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so on and so forth there. And with Quai, it's just actually, you know what? The sharding is included in the address, so send from this shard or this address to this other address, and it's taken care of. The sort of onerous in the wallet then is, how do I generate these addresses for a certain shard, and how do I actually have to grind an address to have that be the one I want if I want to use, say, Hydra 3 or Paxos 2. And there's some thought that goes into that, and of course there's thought that goes into, well, what happens when more shards are created as well? How do I utilize those RPCs, and how do I create those addresses to transact? And then, of course, you get a lot of other benefits with the inherent shard grouping with those address specifications down the line with subnets and other performance benefits. So that is kind of the high level on what wallets have to deal with. Again, the The point would be for wallets to be the people that abstract that infrastructure and then make it easy for the users.
Exactly.
Sorry, Kobe. I wanna flip that question back to you, Kobe and Chris, but also ask, like, specifically given your experience working with other multi-chain blockchains, what are the unique challenges you foresee with Quai?
Absolutely. I think one of the first multi-chains we tackled with our previous firm was possibly Avalanche and their multiple chains back in either 2018 or 19. And that was definitely a difference for not only our developer team, but also just users at whole. And so our experience really started there, asking ourselves, how do we accomplish abstraction where instead of putting the onus on users to figure out what kind of systems or change they need, everything is handled in a really fast and seamless, safe backend so that they benefit from a really seamless experience. So that's, again, what our focus is here and what Koala has always been built to accommodate with what we call multi in mind. So where we're no strangers to multi-chain, we understand the advantages and its prevalence now in blockchain overall, given the research and work Quai has put in here. And that's why we feel confident supporting it. I will say, again, with our main goals for this testnet release, to really abstract as much as we can away and provide a seamless experience. The individual selection and choosing of shards is something that we'll definitely be providing more customization for in future releases of Koala itself, so that not only do pro users of Koala have more of a say as to their own settings, but we're also able to abstract even more of the experience with Quai right inside of the wallet to take that issue away from users, or rather not issue, but friction, since of course, without really good UI UX, it does become a friction point. So this is why we need really good builders. This is why we're so happy that once we decided to start working with Quai, it was a well-informed decision after seeing their commitment to documentation, to developer responsiveness, all the things we knew would be important to collaborate and work on together heading into this support and process.
And building on what Kobe said, we do try to find that nice balance between making things both turnkey simple for even the novice user to come in and be able to interact with these chains, but also allow the options for the more advanced user that likes setting their own features, like setting their own shards, like setting their own settings in the app. We want to make sure to kind of accommodate both sides of the field to make sure that everyone, because there is people, like, I'm fairly versed in crypto now, but if I was to get my girlfriend to download Koala Wallet, she would not be as versed and be able to know, oh, I have to set this certain setting, or I have to do this before I send. She just wants to be able to click send, put in the amount she wants to send, and hit go. So, it's good about finding that nice balance between the two where both sides are covered. It's both turnkey simple, but also available for the more advanced user. So I think with our current work with our previous wallet and with what we're building at Koala, that we will definitely be able to find that nice, smooth balance between the two.
Awesome. And I think that, there are obviously a lot of challenges with building any wallet, but it sounds like there's clearly some unique challenges on Quai. But on the flip side, for, I guess, both Alan and Kobe and you, Chris, are there any new opportunities for building a new wallet in the multi-chain system, either with the new architecture or for any new chain, just having the opportunity to be so early and building on a new chain and having that ability to customize it, I guess, so early on?
Absolutely. I would say there's two main points here to make. The first is what you just mentioned. Being in an ecosystem so early, we're able to really build out those experiences with our partners and with all the people coming to build on Quai as they do, to say, how can we best support your project, your app, your community inside our wallet? So that's the first thing, that we get to be a really early player in supporting new projects with our in-house resources. But separate from that, there are a lot of opportunities on Quai itself that have only just started, really exposing themselves. Like Alan and I talked about yesterday, that again might be a bit too technical sometimes for me to fully understand. But when we lay out problems with, for example, infrastructure node providers like Alchemy and Infura, it sounds like Quai is already working on a lot of solutions to some of the issues that most builders are having at whole. So I don't know how much Quai wants to talk about some of these early solutions, and I'd understand if they're keeping them a little closer to pocket, since a lot of them are really kind of disrupting and can be disrupting the field. But it's really excited to hear that there can actually be strategic advantages of our wallet being with Quai already. versus, like I said, friction points. New technology presents opportunities and can often be a double-edged sword. But in this case, we're definitely seeing those opportunities win out.
And also, along with the technical opportunities and advances that come with that, is branching into whole new communities as well, and the different projects that are going to be building on top of Quai, which we're very excited to be able to, bring some of these communities into the fold and show them, the strong koala community that we have behind us, and how they can, be part of the family. And that is one of the things that we try to pride ourselves on, is making the Koala Wallet a one-stop shop so that you don't have to leave your wallet to be able to interact with all of these amazing projects that I'm 100% positive are just going to come out in full force on Quai.
So actually, Kobe, I had another question about, you had a conversation with Dr. K in the office yesterday, and one of the things y'all talked about was, I want to say it was like account derivation, and how on Kadena, a lot of different wallets use a lot of different like types of seed phrases almost. Could you go into a little more detail on that? Is that something that I'm completely misunderstanding?
No, it's a bit more industry-wide actually for Ethereum, and more that a lot of wallets use different account strategies for the blockchains they support, which makes people run to, for example, an older website called Ian Coleman, something BIP39, where you type in your seed phrase or reverse the mnemonic and get those seeds out of them. So this is, again, an issue that is noted on other chains that have already been built many years ago, like Ethereum, like, Kadena, like others. But Quai, informed us even yesterday, they've already seen this as an issue, are taking the steps to internally resolve this and set standards. And that's something you look for in a partner who's building out technology. You look for the standards. You look for anything that's going to clear up, confusion or malalignment between different partners in the future. So maybe Alan wants to expand there what Quai has been cooking up. But we did just see the docs yesterday, and of course they invited us happily to share our feedback and comments, which I think we've been submitting already.
Yeah, Alan, I don't know if you want to share a bit about the technical opportunities for a new wallet building on Quai this early.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of technical opportunities. I think the main important thing is providing a sleek UI UX, and we have 85,000 users in our dashboard, and we have 30,000 in Galaxy, and the community is growing, and people are excited to use Quai. And I think there's other narratives that are pushing Quai forward outside of just being a scalable blockchain. I think there's a lot of useful properties of proof of work, and a lot of useful properties of utilizing hash rate on chain and having a meaningful tokenomics that can create something that grows in a sustainable fashion. So, I think that's important to utilize in a wallet. I think having other narratives outside of just, hey, this is a new blockchain, go use it and be early as a service, but actually create value and have a sustainable community is going to be good, especially through these wallets.
Often what we've seen as well with different projects is sometimes they lack, in some terms, marketing reach, business development capabilities, things that we've been working on to provide not only for different layer ones in the past ventures, but for different projects in different ecosystems for a long time. And it always aligns really well as a wallet to say, let's work on something collaborative in terms of education resources, in terms of community outreach, or even, sometimes a simple, marketing campaign can really support a project and help them deliver more interaction with their community and more excitement around their user base. So that's something that even in itself is an opportunity, let alone what was just mentioned by Alan, given all the technical promises we can make good on with Quai as we head into this testnet support. Instead of supporting that final product, being able to be a part of this, exchange of ideas and testing of the network. It was really, really cool to see them, putting those GPU miners together for network support, getting their tech spun up. And that's going to play such a pivotal role in the next months and years of the network, I'm sure.
So speaking of like testnet just rocking and rolling, we are doing a ton of testing, and part of that testing is the Pelagus wallet, which I'm sure you're aware of at this point, Kobe, but for everyone else who's not, Pelagus is going to be another wallet that our team at Dominant Strategies has developed as a fork of the Tahoe wallet, and that will also be available on the launch of testnet. So my question for you, Kobe, is what is the strategy for Koala to take those users away from Pelagus, like halfway through the testnet whenever Koala ends up launching with support for Quai?
I think it's to win those users, not only by winning their trust with our audited and secure tech, but with a really beautiful, sexy, sleek UI, and then communicating to them and letting them know what the excitement is in, one day being able to, for example, bridge over their Ethereum or their Cosmos in their Koala Wallet to Quai and those projects. I think that we also get to offer something much different for projects with our ecosystem part of the application, which serves as a jumping point for users to get involved with different projects developing in that space. So there's so much value that we think we add in either the pocket or the extension of a user's device, since we will be available both on iOS, Android, and all those browser applications. So I think there's a few different ways to, as you said, take those users, but we're really more concerned with first demonstrating that we made good on those promises. And that's how I think we extend a hand to the community and get them over to our camp.
And that's a great strategy. And I guess my follow-up to that is just a simple, what is the day one of testnet look like for the Koala team? Because obviously here at the Dominant Strategies team, we're going to be, helping a bunch of people spin up nodes, miners, all that kind of stuff. What will y'all be doing on day one?
I think we'll definitely be focusing on helping many we can with marketing and getting the news across the Twitter, rather the X ecosystem, and just the internet as a whole. I think we're going to have a lot of fun playing around with the technologies that are available right from the get-go and seeing what's still yet to come from the Quai and Dominant Strategies team. Day one, I really would like to have at least, I think we'll have an alpha and beta internally for the 19th. Quai will be set up and operational. And then it's all about sprinting towards that delivery date, which is sometimes all too dependent on Apple or Google giving the go-ahead for that release button. So I want to say that we'll be having a lot of fun on day one or even the first week. Sometimes we'll be sitting on our hands and waiting for the fun to begin before that approval. But either way, it's going to be a really exciting time to dive into, again, the projects, the people emerging that are building on Quai, some of the early partners we've talked to already, and done some talking with on some AMAs. I think, Chris, you've talked with SolarDex, and we'll be speaking to more over the coming months. And so it's going to be a really exciting day.
And I don't even go ahead.
I was just going to say, we're definitely going to be pushing towards definitely advertising and making sure that people know that the testnet is live, and making sure that they know that they will be able to use it in their Koala wallet in the very near future coming after that. Obviously, we have a very strong policy over at Koala and Eucalyptus when we're developing things of under promise and over deliver, and don't ever say a date for things, because in this crypto space, like Kobe said, with like Apple and Google, there's always things that are curveballs that are going to get thrown at you, and just setting a set date is always going to come back to bite you in the end. So we always like to, but we are definitely going to be pushing as hard as we can. As soon as testnet's released, we're going to be doing internal testing, making sure that everything is nice and polished, the UI is clean, everything is functional. And then as soon as we feel are confident that everything is working the way we wanted to, roll it out to the public and just let people go nuts on it. And like Kobe said, we are already starting to talk with projects in Quai. We are doing an AMA with SolarDex directly after this AMA. So I'll be very interested to talk with them as they're, building a DEX for Quai as well. So it'd be very awesome to learn more about their project, why they chose Quai, all that fun stuff. So as we get deeper into Quai, definitely if you're a project building on the Quai network, feel free to send us a DM, reach out to us. We would love to start setting up more AMAs with projects that are building to get more word out there about the Quai network.
Yes, I will be joining that AMA right after the space as well. So anyone else in here that wants to go learn more about the Quai ecosystem that's developing, we got going to be a fun space with Koala and SolarDex. So I recommend everyone show up. But Alan, I'm almost scared to ask you the question, but what does your day one of testnet look like?
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, day one, if we have the network running with miners coming online and nodes running and syncing, that's a success. The ancillaries of wallets and RPCs and explorers and everything else is, I think, a nice to have. And just, getting to this point in which we can do a robustness testing for Quai network and having that other infrastructure come online later is a big win. And we need a fundamental testnet that is there to be stable and have people participate in a censorship resistant and decentralized way. You look at a lot of other testnets compared to Sui, Aptos, Shardium, and others, they were very short and they were very controlled in regards to who actually contributed. Certain people we're only able to produce blocks. So like say in Shardium, there's like one block producer and everyone else is there just as like ornaments on a Christmas tree, not really doing any of the actual work. In our testnet, we're actually going to bring on potentially thousands of GPU miners, people that are actually producing blocks, people that are actually validating the network. So from that perspective, I think getting to that point is a big win, and the stability of the network and having it be online for, weeks to months is a big win. And then with that solid base, we'll be able to go and build these great tools.
Nice. I've got like 2 more questions for y'all on the Koala team, and then we can kind of open this up to see if there are any good community questions. But my first one I have is, Kobe, I know you briefly mentioned it, but I've heard whispers of a little NFT campaign coming up under the Koala pipeline. Do you want to share anything about that, or is it too early? Kobe, you there?
Oh man, I've been talking to the abyss. I am here and unmuted. I would love to share some alpha. It's never too early. And specifically for anything that I hear about NFTs, I always get a little bit weary or worried that we're talking about right-click JPEGs. And I want to assure the community that these are far different. First, let me say, the Koala Medallion program we're launching will be 100% free. There is no payment for your NFT, which is a medallion. There is no buy-in. There will be no trading price. The reason we're actually launching Medallion is twofold. First, we want to reward and thank our community, which will be those early Quai supporters and testers, for getting into Koala, for helping us expand the Koala growth and support Quai's announcements of testnet. But the second reason is actually to not only say we listen to the community, but directly take their feedback into account in our developer process, in the projects we work with, the integrations we service, and what really comes to the wallet that, again, we're developing more as a platform than just a product. So starting likely soon with the announcement in-app of support for Quai, we'll be allowing people to claim their Quai Blacksmith Tribe medallion. That's all I can say for this exact second. I can't get that deadline, as Chris said, under promise, over deliver. But these medallions will not only be rewarding you every single month throughout the year 2024 with exclusive airdrops, giveaways, and access to premium support and platforms through Koala, but additionally, you'll have a vote and a say many times throughout the month and the year as to what actually comes and graces your personal Koala wallet. So that's what we're really excited to do. Being across all of our platforms, iOS, Android, and extension-based, we really have the ability to affect a wide amount of users. And it's just very different from saying we listen to the community than saying our community directly affects the development process and has a say into our wallet and development team. So we won't have any submarines named, whatever that was, Bodie McBoatface. I don't know if everyone remembers what I'm referencing here. But we're definitely focused on giving the community a real way to impact the wallet they love. And again, at the end of the day, companies always trying to say, we love our community or we want to support or reward them. Well, it's time to put our money where our mouth is. And you'll be seeing right in that Discord, if you join it today or in a few days for testnet, how we're doing that. So we're really excited to announce this program.
Also went ahead and pinned our tweet about that. So if anyone's looking for some more information, there is a tweet pinned at the very top of this space. There's also a really good promo video. We have a really amazing graphic designer that does all of our videos and graphics for us. So, and like Kobe said, if you want more information, definitely feel free to join our Discord. There is a link in the tweet that I've pinned above. So we would love to have you. A lot of the Quai community has already joined our Discord. We saw a huge influx as soon as we announced that we were partnering with Quai. So we want to thank everyone for already showing all this amazing support for Koala Wallet from the Quai community. So really looking forward, like Kobe said, to this upcoming medallion program for the Quai network. And I think you guys will be very happy to see what we have in store.
That sounds awesome. So you kind of half answered my final question by saying, join the Discord and such. But what is the best way for, people looking to support or get involved with Koala Wallet? What's the best way to help out?
For that medallion claiming process, there's going to be 3 steps required. It's free. There's three free steps required. I'm a little burnt out from permissionless, y'all. The first step is going to be following us on Twitter. Second is joining that Discord, and then downloading the Koala Wallet itself. So those are really the best ways you can stay engaged, up to date, especially from the first 2. Chris is always active, running Quality Time and much more on Twitter with our partners. And likewise, in the Discord, you can actually just send me a message anytime. If you don't believe what we're talking about here, you want to ask a question about anything in the world, from my favorite, my favorite brand of socks to the next kind of token integrations of the Quai network that are coming soon, join that Discord, and we're always happy to talk there. I'm almost 24/7 with the crypto market. So definitely those three sources are your go-to methods.
And one of the other ways you could really help support Koala Wallet is by leaving positive reviews on our app stores and our Chrome extension stores. High, 5 reviews are always very much appreciated. It helps push us up in those platforms, algorithms, and all that kind of stuff. So if you got a second and you really enjoy Koala Wallet and what we're talking about here, a nice positive review really goes a long way and would be very much appreciated.
All right. I think I'm going to open this up for questions. So if anyone has anything they'd like to ask Kobe, Chris, Alan, or myself, you can feel free to either comment it in this space or request to speak, and we'll be going through. I actually see a good question right here already. How did you discover Quai Network? So I guess for both Kobe and Chris, how did y'all find out about it?
That's a really good question. And even a month or two in crypto time feels like almost an eternity. I think Quai first came across my desk when I was talking to a friend about just nascent blockchains that have been developing in stealth mode. We definitely were looking for interesting blockchains launching, at Koala to see who we want to partner with. But what really struck us as different from the rest of the crowd was that Quai was really taking their time in the sense of making sure things were well tested, well defined, and not rushing to market. So once we heard that, hey, this new coin is coming out, but also they've already been developing for a really long time with some really heavy hitters in the technical field, that just struck us as different. So while I don't know the exact person, or I do the exact person, I won't dox him here. I don't know the exact minute it was. What really turned us into getting into conversation with Max and the great business development team at Quai was saying, hold on, they're doing something different. And that's always important in this field of, saturated solutions. Who's really developing something different from the crowd?
We're honored, happy to hear it, that the taking the time is, it's painful sometimes, but, it really is for the best in a lot of ways. So we're happy to hear that y'all, see that in the same way that we do. That's a great answer to the question. I see someone requesting to speak here. We have Africa Invest DAO. I'm going to let you up to speak, and we'll see what you have to say. All right, I've added you as a speaker. Feel free to ask your question to the Koala team or Alan.
Okay, hello everyone.
Hello, we can hear you.
Okay, just I have a question about the Koala Wallet. What is the thing that have the Koala Wallet more than the other wallets?
Absolutely, I think it's twofold. Thank you for the question. The first is the actual technology that's enabling Quai. We're not just an EVM wallet. We're built very multi-coin focused in mind to support everything from Bitcoin, Ethereum, Quai, all the way down to Dogecoin and Monero, definitely different code bases. So I think technology sets us apart in a large way as we scale our services and provide a really seamless experience with our UI and tooling. But the second is ethos. It's why we built the wallet. It's why we still struggle sometimes that we have to call it a wallet, because again, it's much more of your crypto gate key, and your access point to a lot of Web3 and ecosystems like Quai. But wallet sounds a lot better than Koala crypto ecosystem gate key. So I think, again, it's definitely the tech side, which proves itself over time, and the ethos, which wins the heart of a lot of crypto users who see either, scamish projects who just want you as a user for price action or as a metric, and solutions that present themselves one way, but are really not fulfilling that goal of not servicing users as a way for them to get the most from their crypto funds. I'll give you a little example. The way we've built out our revenue plan at Koala is that eventually we're launching more services around the actual application itself, like crypto tax support, like investment tooling and price notifications that are simply a buy-in. If you like this service that we're selling, hey, you can add it into what we're doing. If not, we're not going to nickel and dime you for transaction fees, and we're going to move away from the typical swap model. So again, it really comes down to the ethos and what we're building in the next 2 to 3 years, and not looking for in the next 1 to 3 months.
And also other things that kind of set us apart too, I feel, in a dramatic way, is our focus on community and on support. We come from a very knowledgeable background of wallet support. And we've seen like a lot of wallets, the bigger they get, the less communicative their support teams can become, where, you know, some of the bigger wallets like a Trust wallet or something like that, you know, talking to their support team is almost impossible. You're looking at sending in a request ticket, waiting, you know, 24, 48 hours in some cases for even just an automated kind of response. Whereas at Koala, we take very much a hands-on approach. Our Discord is fully open for anyone to join. You can speak directly with our support team. Of course, we also do have the traditional support ticket system, and which is very quick to respond right now. And as we build out, of course, we will be even amping that up even more. We also have an excellent support website, support.koalawallet.io, which our amazing support team and head Fernando has been building amazing documentation, support articles. We have support tutorials as well on our YouTube channel. So you can click on our profile here, go to our link tree, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe there. But really making sure that support is not being put to the side, and is one of the in tandem things along with security and building community.
And some people, oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. I have also another question, that is, what is if your Koala Wallet will have his own token, like a Koala Wallet token?
Yeah, so right now we've definitely stayed away from any token model for a wallet. We don't really see it adding more value for our users. Often we've seen wallets take a lot of value away from users. So our main focus is making users money by giving them the best, most powerful tools right next to their safest wallet, instead of trying to, maybe inflate the price of a Koala token down the line, even though it sounds really cute and cuddly. That's why those NFTs are going to be free for those people who claim them. And why we're not looking to get money from it or make it a profit-seeking venture. We just said to ourselves, what makes more sense? Spending money on Google ads and Facebook advertisements, or putting that money back into the hands of our users by rewarding them directly for being a part of our community. And lastly is another point that Chris made really well, is we have a really dedicated approach to our community. And a lot of our systems, like support, in our opinion, really do beat out the larger vendors. But then you ask yourself, okay, Kobe, okay, Koala, but when you get big, aren't you going to do the same thing? And the answer is, we've actually been big before. We used to run a wallet with 2 million users. And the reason we started Koala is because we found ways to scale systems without losing that personal touch and that personal excellence for our users individually. So don't expect those services like support to denature with more users. We have ways for them to scale, similar to our backend being separate from other wallets. Our support, our community, all of these different sectors really scales different. And that's what we're excited to make good on in the coming years.
Okay.
Maybe whenever Koala is the biggest wallet in the world, you better still answer my DM.
Absolutely.
Okay, I hope so.
Thanks for the question.
Yeah.
All right. I see another person actually requested to speak right here. What's the name? AI Crypto. I will add you as a speaker right now as well, and you're free to ask your question.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm fine. How are you doing? It's nice meeting you guys here.
Great.
It was that I want to ask question. I'm having a EVM wallet, and I want to import my seeds to Koala Wallet. I'm seeing 24 seed phrase. So I don't know whether I can use web phrase.
I believe the question is, if you have a seed phrase that isn't a 24 phrase, will you be able to import it into Koala Wallet and import your existing Ethereum wallets from other wallet providers as well into Koala? And the answer to that is currently not yet, but we are definitely having that in the plans. That is one good thing about going along with the same architecture as a lot of other EVM-based wallets, is interoperability between those two. We also have a product that we're building, a kind of like Kobe mentioned earlier, some people may recognize the Ian Coleman tool, which is used for extracting private keys from a mnemonic phrase. We're also building our own infrastructure for that for Koala Wallet as well. We already have it existing for our Kadena users called Kadena keys, but we'll be adding more to that so that even if you have a 12-word phrase, you will be able to, we will also in the future adding support for more sizes of phrases from 12 up to 24, but also adding the option to import private keys as well, which you'll be able to access through our keys. So the short answer is not currently, but in the very near future, for sure, that will be a possibility.
Okay, thank you very much. So that means if I want to participate in Koala Wallet activities on iPhone now, I have to create new wallet. Is that so?
No,
That is so. Well, you could have to make a new wallet currently, but we will be adding multi-account as well in the future. So even if you create a new wallet right today in Koala Wallet, once we add those import features and multi accounts, you'll be able to import your existing wallet on other platforms into Koala and still have your wallet you created now and be able to utilize both in one awesome UI.
And just to clarify, for claiming that NFT, you will be able to do so with your Koala account on the Quai network eventually as we mint. And for now, that'll all be tracked through our Discord so that we can make sure people have their medallions and assigned roles for when we're ready to send those out.
Okay, thank you. I understand.
Thank you for the...
All right. Thank you, everyone, for the questions. I think this has been a really awesome space. And if you aren't sick of us yet, the conversation is not over, and we'll be continuing with the Koala space with Solar Decks. And I will be joining in there as well to hear what y'all have to say. So yeah, I do want to give everyone in the audience and, us on the stage, myself included, a little chance for a bathroom break and some water before that one starts. So I'm going to wrap this one up, but I appreciate everyone for joining. Alan, Chris, Kobe, it's been great having y'all here. Everyone in the audience, thanks for joining and out with us. And don't forget to come hang in the space with Solar Decks as well. Starting at, I believe that'll be in like 10 minutes, right, Kobe?
Yep, 10 minutes. I have pinned the tweet as well at the top of the space that has a link to that space as well. So if you guys are interested, go set those reminders now. So in 10 minutes, your notifications will get set off so you don't miss any of these awesome AMAs. And do not worry, we also post all AMAs to our YouTube channel as well. I download them, edit them up, make them sound really good, make them into a video and upload them to our YouTube channel. So no one will miss out on any of the conversations, because Twitter only saves these spaces for 30 days and then they disappear. So we like to make sure that we have an archive. So if you're not following us on YouTube as well, you can click on our profile here, go to our link tree, go to our YouTube, hit that subscribe, hit that bell notification to not miss out on any of our awesome AMAs. And also check out some of the previous AMAs we've done and some of our tutorial videos, all the fun stuff over there.
All right. Well, we'll catch everyone in the space soon. Alan, do you have any closing thoughts?
Thanks for having me, Max. Thanks for joining us, Koala team. Look forward to getting testnet started next week. It's been a very exciting development. But yeah, thanks again for your time. Catch you guys later.
All right. We'll see everyone soon. Bye, everyone.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Take care. That wraps up another amazing AMA. Thank you for watching. We hope that you found the information helpful and informative. Do not forget to follow us on social media for the latest updates and news on all things Koala Wallet. Until next time, have a great day and take care.